first time you held one of those.
I know, right? Yeah, I had to do an interview the other day, and it was a UFC one. I'm like, oh, this is easy, yeah.
I was going to start with saying that you won our Commentator of the Year for Fansided. Yeah, so we're
Thank
very
you.
happy with your performance. I'm curious, you know, it's hard to have two jobs, two passions. Obviously, I mean, I'm going to assume that fighting is your passion, but how do you balance the two?
Well, for me, I kind of take the window right after a fight. Usually, as my time, I give myself a couple months usually to recover any injuries, anything that's banged up. And in that time, you know, I talk to Zach Candido, the producer, and I'm like, okay, you know, give me a few shows. And then once I book a fight, I let him know, okay, 6 to 8 weeks out, no shows, because I don't like to be traveling all over the place. I got to really watch my diet. So I was getting into a rhythm with it, and then I broke my arm, and I couldn't train. So it's like, well, I'm not going to just sit around and do nothing. So that's when I started getting a lot more jobs, and people started thinking maybe I'm leaning towards doing more commentary, when really it was just I didn't have a fight, and I was injured. It had nothing to do with trying to focus and putting fighting on a back burner, but it's not that hard for me. I mean, I sit at home and I watch fighting. I go to the gym, I train, I go home and I watch fighting. I think it's pretty easy. In fact, it just makes me almost more involved in the fight game when I'm doing commentary.
So is it difficult for you to call a fight that your teammate is fighting?
Yeah, I mean, that's UFC Milwaukee was. I'll never do that again. If I have more than like one or two teammates on a card, especially ones that I'm really close with, I'll never do that again. I was like in tears when Jarrett Gordon, you know, let that one slip out and got hurt like that. It was horrible. And you know, I've called Anthony Pettis' fight when he fought Poirier and he got hurt. It's too much to see they're my buddies. This is my friends that I sweat with every single day, and I want nothing but the best for them. But it's also my job to talk about what's going on. So it just makes it hard. You know, it's easy to talk about somebody in my division, maybe that I fought or I'm going to fight. That's no problem. I can give somebody their props and their praise, and you know, I can talk about them easily. But when somebody's really close friend, it's difficult.
Speaking of the division, we've got kind of a weird thing going right now where champion is suspended. We don't kind of know how long. We know how long he's suspended for, but we don't know if he's going to come back.
Yeah, we don't know what's going on.
We don't know what's going on. So curious what you would like to see happen.
Well, I mean, if Khabib were to come back and fight, I think the person that deserves it most would be Tony Ferguson. Probably deserves that shot. I mean, he's beaten everybody. He's been on a killer win streak. I don't know what else that guy's got to do. I do believe Dustin Poirier's got an argument in there to get some kind of interim title shot. If not, the two of them matched up, I think, makes perfect sense. The whole Conor coming back for it. I mean, I know he's such a big draw. It makes sense for the UFC, but I just, in terms of win streaks and deserving it, he's not even in the picture, in my opinion. So, yeah, I think maybe an interim belt in the meantime between, I think, Dustin and a guy like Tony.
Thank you.
You're welcome.